All right, where are we? We're in the Easter tournament. We're on hole number 6. Hole number 6. Let me write. I'm making some notes here. I'm making some notes as I'm shooting these videos, and I'm shooting them as individual videos. I used to shoot individual videos for every hole. Every tournament had 18 holes. I'd shoot them individually and upload them one at a time as I played them. And then I started shooting just the hour-long videos. Laziness. So hole number 6. Let's go check out hole number 6. Let's look at it first. Let's look at it. All right. So, a couple things about this hole that I remember. This is one of those holes where, let's say, with a 3 Powerball, your red line with an extra mile or an apocalypse is out here in the rough, and you actually have to pull it back in order to get into this pocket in order to bring it through this alley. Anytime you have to pull back from your red line, this is one of those opportunities where your big topper is probably the better club to bring out, because you can get to that pocket with that same 3 Powerball, which you may need on the other side. And sometimes you bring a bigger ball not for the drive shot, but for the second shot. This drive shot is nothing more than a delivery system to get you into the perfect spot to make the next shot, whatever. So everything that you're bringing should be dictated by the second shot. And this wouldn't be a bad hole to bring a low wind ball just for that second shot. But the first shot's pretty easy to get out into this area. And if you're in the rough down here, you can recover. My opponent was in the rough down here, and I'll show their shot. I can't remember what they did, but I'm pretty sure they recovered. And I've been in the rough over on this side, and you can still recover. So you can recover from down in this area, but that's not the way to go at it. And there's a rough bump that we can do coming in. The last time we played this hole, Dunner and I were trying a shot where if you brought out a 5 Powerball, and those albatross balls worked really good, anything that had topspin boost, trying to, so your red line with a 3 Powerball is here, so you're pushing that forward with a 5 Powerball, and then you're doing your arc, so you're able to get out like somewhere into this area, trying to get bounce number 1, trying to get bounce number 2, and just rough bump it. Just power your way over so that you can end up in this area. And where I ended up is I did end up once in the clear, and I ended up in the drink once, and I ended up in the rough over here. And if you can recover from here, you can easily recover from here. And so it was possible to get over to this area in one. And there was the one time I was there, it was like I'm not sure that I made it, just because you always have to figure out adjustments on them. But it was a beautiful shot. Very nice. Very nice. Let's see if I can get the whole damn hole to show up. And get that off the top. There we go. So if you're down in... So where I was trying to come through was on this plane, and you're risking tailing off into the rough or staying off into the clear. The farther you go to the left in order to get into the clear, the longer this rough gets. So when you come out of it, you got to make sure you got enough so you can actually go too far to the left. You can go just a little bit to the left, and that might be too far, because you might not make it, and you may just stick down here at the bottom, which is still a better shot. That's still inside of whatever you can get to out here. You're definitely inside the range. There's a rough bump that you can do off of this hillside and come right down to the cup. All right, here we go. Let's go look at it. Let's go look at it. Here we go. Turn the volume off. Now, my opponent, you can see with... Let's get it rolling again. Let me get that off the screen. So where they're shooting at, their red line, they're right up against their red line right here. So if they did a max overpower, and this is a 1 Powerball, if they did a max overpower, they're up to the rough up in this area. So in this situation to make up the distance, if you brought out a 2 Powerball or a 3 Powerball and used your big topper, you'd probably be in the same spot, and you have more topspin, so you can get farther forward. So you have options going through this, but the deal with this is that you're going to come close here, and you can come close here, It's trying to get it to where from the tee box you need it to come through like this, but it wants to come through at the angle. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's see if my opponent can get it. Now the wind should push them to about the middle of their orange ring. And I don't know why they're doing overpower. And all that curl. They could have taken that same shot with a big topper and ended up probably exactly the same spot in the fairway. Extra mile. Let's see where my red line is. See if I move up against it. I must not have had a big topper bag. 2.5 rings, that would be, or 2.5, that'd be, leave me 4, be like 2 1/4 rings. 2 1/5. Perfect. 386. I'm going to write that number down on my chart. 386. And I think a big topper would work okay there with a kingmaker. But if you're going the other way, it's got to be whatever club with top spin, and it'll have to be an APOC or an extra mile. For those people that have like APOC 7s and APOC 8s, that overshot is awesome. So we got a 2.3 headwind, and I don't think I've done any ball adjustment at all yet. There's max. So I'm up towards max. So I did 3 backspin and a sliver. 3 backspin and a 1/4 right side spin. We'll watch the shot so we can take notes at the same time. There we go. Now max club, it should be 2-3. So let's mark a spot here. There's 2. I did about 2.5, 2 and just a little over a half, so I must have added on a little. About 10%. Hitting it perfect. El Perfecto. And didn't have my ball guide through it enough. It was breaking off that direction. It would have been close. It'd have been close if I'd had the distance right. Close. But the way the wind was blowing there, I still was on the right-hand side of the cup, and I did like a 10%, so maybe a 15. Ball guide through. All right. All right. That was hole number. What hole was that? Let's go look at it. Let me pause this video so I don't get too far off track. All right, that was what that hole looked like. I'm curious to know, like out here, you're with your wood taking that shot. I'm curious, the shot that I did up here, I can't remember if I was in my short iron or if I was in my long iron. But I might have been right there at the transition between the two. I can't remember. I'll have to try and find that video. Whatever tournament we played this hole in last, Dunner and I shot a video where that was the shot we were trying. All right. Thanks for watching.